Brethren, this is going to be hopefully a very quick message. I appreciate all your prayers. As many of you know, I've been in a relapse for about a little over a week. But I also was called by the Lord to turn off all devices and be with Him quietly in prayer and in the Word. So while I've been down, I've been doing just that, but I've also, during that time, I've had, a few dreams, but I have got to share this one with you because I believe I have gained the understanding now. So, thank you for your prayers. You are all in mine, and I'm going to try to make this short, but it is very important, and it's the only reason I've gotten on just for this little bit to share this with you. Today is May 7th, 2021. On May 3rd, I woke up from hearing in my sleep, pray fervently over mid-May. I did not hear any kind of date or anything like that. It was just to pray over mid-May. But I woke up right after I heard it, and I asked the Lord, well, I didn't see anything. I don't understand what to pray for. And I just began, I prayed, but I wasn't sure what to pray for. So then I fell back asleep, and I appeared at a picnic table at a high school commons area. It reminded me of high school, where we used to take our lunch breaks and sit outside on the concrete walls. And I was sitting at the picnic table, and there wasn't any students out there, but then I guess classes changed or something, and the students were going back and forth as if they were changing classes, going from one place to another, but they were angry and agitated, and 3 of them came toward me like they were angry and volatile. And someone said, no, you can't mess with her. That's Raymond's mom. And then one of them said, oh, you're Raymond's mom. You're good. Like you're okay. You're good, that type thing. And I said, well, are you good? And he got agitated, me asking him if he was good. But I said, are you good? You need to come sit with me here. I need to talk with you. So only one of them, of the 3, there was 3 of them, but only one of them came to the table and sat on the other side of the picnic table. I talked with him. I remember talking with him about his heart and telling him that the Lord knew everything that had happened in his life and that he needed to get his heart right. And he got mad. He said, oh, you're going to bring God into this. And I said, yes, I am. And you need to listen. And I was ministering to him, and he started to calm down and listen, and I woke up. So then I woke up. I wrote this dream down. I went into prayer, and I asked, Father, is this what this is? Is this something that's going to happen at the high schools? Well, and I'm just going to share this as quick as I can. The next night, there were 2 agreements. One was there were 2 contracts I saw in the dream. This was May 4th, 2021. I saw UAE contracts and I saw US contracts. And these were contracts or agreements that were being signed by regular people. Like there were several copies given out to the people to sign to get some kind of services, but I didn't know what the services were. But people were fervently trying to get their paperwork in, like a bunch of people around just filling out paperwork on the ground or anything near them, papers passing really quickly. They were trying to get their papers in, and I was there, but I was just watching them. And then all of a sudden I said, no, you can't sign the UAE paperwork. You need to have the U.S. paperwork. And they said, well, there's a shortage of U.S. paperwork, agreements, contracts. But there's plenty of UA agreements, and we're running out of the USA, but they say the same thing, and they're for the same services. And I said, it doesn't matter. You've got to, you don't fill out and sign your information on the UAE paperwork. It's going to backfire, and you're giving, basically your rights and control under these agreements. The next night, I went right back into the schools on 5/5 of 21, and there's a method to my bringing this forth like this because of what happened today. So on 5/5, which was just 2 days ago, I was in another school setting, except I was inside, like in a lunchroom or auditorium type gymnasium. It was big open space, but it was in the school. And if you could picture the cafeterias when they used to have, parents' day with the kids, you'd all stand in the lunch line with the kids. And so there'd be a mixture of adults and children. That's what this looked like. But there was a shot clinic set up, and they were in line to get these shots. And there was a bunch of people, not a bunch, but a few people who were there trying to warn people not to get them. But many were not listening, but some were listening. But what I noticed was there was women, men, women, and children of all ages. And so they were all getting them. And I just found out 2 days after, because I haven't been watching the news or having a computer on or anything, but I was told that yesterday that they did approve for, I guess, teenagers in some states, 12 to 15, to get this now. But these were all ages. These were younger kids too in the second dream. Okay, so we were warning, but there was a company that had set up like Firmania, something like that. It was the name of the company that had set up the temporary booth clinic to give out these, shots. So, but it was all ages, and it was mixed people, adults and children. So anyway, I still pray about that. And this morning, the reason I'm bringing all this forth and why I think it's important, I woke up this morning on 5/7/21, and I woke with mid-May on my mind and the importance of prayer. And I was led to remember a dream. I wasn't completely awake. I was in the midst of waking up when all this was going on, kind of like before you open your eyes, So I'm thinking about mid-May and asking the Lord, I'm praying. I just want to pray the right way. And I was led to remember a dream, and I couldn't remember when it was from, but I did after I woke up. I looked it up. It was from July 2nd of 2018. Whereas in the dream, I was looking through a lens, and the frequency was increasing, and it was causing destruction. And everything went from calm to upheaval. And back then in the dream, this was, like I said, 7/2 of 18. I asked the Lord, what is this? And he said, because why did everything go from calm to upheaval? And I was told that frequency was being increased and it was causing destruction. The frequency was increased and it was causing destruction. Well, back then we didn't know anything, or I didn't, about the current state of frequencies with the 5 goes. So I asked, well, what does this frequency mean? if I look it up, I'm going to get a bunch of information, and I just want to hear, from you, Father, what you mean by frequency. And I heard it's a sound unheard, a level of energy in the atmosphere. Higher frequency destroys, it creates unrest in the physical world. Being more aware of my presence and close to my spirit within you keeps you from destruction. And then I thought, so I'm remembering this dream from back then, and that's when that dream ended. And I thought of anger. All of a sudden I'm thinking about anger and how angry and volatile people will be. And I thought, well, maybe they turned up this energy weapon of choice, the 5 geos, and caused chaos in the people. And do these things both relate with what's been receiving at the schools that I'm seeing in the dreams, and this anger that's erupting in this dream, or this thoughts, kind of a thoughts in my sleep upon waking about this anger increasing. So I saw anger and volatility, and I also saw people of all ages getting, I don't know, but I thought it was important to share, and I would never want to, we need to take these things to prayer, okay? So you need to take everything to prayer. But I think now what we're supposed to be, or what Father was asking me to pray fervently for over mid-May, was maybe something's changing during that time. There's going to be a big change, and if you notice an increase in your emotions or your anger, the Lord specifically told me almost 3 years ago that this frequency would cause destruction and unrest in the physical world. That was 3 years ago, almost. Being more aware of His presence and close to His Spirit within you will keep you from destruction. And I would love to be able to talk with you more, but I lose my voice after talking for just a little bit, and I get, so I'm in a bit of a relapse. It's not horrible, I just have to stay rested during this time. Thank you for your prayers. You are all in mine. I am praying for you fervently, and I know that there have been several messages that I haven't returned, but please understand, when your Lord tells you to turn everything off, that's what you do. And I think this is why I think I'm realizing it today, and I will remain where He wants me until such time. But I thought to take about 10 minutes to share this with you, and maybe go to the Lord in prayer and ask Him what He wants you to do regarding your prayer life and your in the reading of the Word. Because if this is increasing, and the anger and volatility are increasing, I'm not going to be having. Maybe it's there's a reason why He's asked me to turn off my devices and literally put my phone away. I mean, computer's off, phone in drawer. My nose and my heart are in the Word and in prayer. And that's very important. It seems to be very important right now. So I'm just sharing with you what I can, and I love you, and I'm praying for all of you and your families. Keep praying fervently. Pray for the mercy of the Lord and His outstretched arm for those that you love. In Jesus' name.